recording. Posting. All right, we're going.
John.
Here we go!
All right.
Jesus, wow, what a cutoff, Matt. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Usually he fades it nicely.
Nope, just when it says stop.
But
That's when I stop it.
not today. He just cuts it off. Hey, we're back, you guys.
Yep.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Again.
We're back. Guess who's back?
So this is the unofficial. This is actually the first real episode. I
Yes.
keep calling it episodes. I'm done. It's a show.
It's a show.
We're not fucking.
It's our first real show.
We're not a TV show.
Right.
It's
We
not
had
episodes.
we did one test. We did one test show. It was pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Because
we ironed out all
Matt
the
was
kinks.
fiddling with Skype for half
A
the
lot
time.
of fiddling was going on.
But you guys, we have someone new to introduce to you. This. So we were the Matt and Greg show, but we took some time off to just rethink it and figure out what we wanted to do, how we wanted to present this show, and we thought a third mic was a good option, and so we have included a new person.
Yep.
Drum roll.
Help. And
Tony Stava is here. Hey!
Showing up today on time.
Woo! Kind of. He had a
Hi.
flat tire.
Hi everyone.
Running late.
I've been invited to be a part of this event.
Yep. You nervous?
He's still a
No,
little,
no.
he's still a little
Beers.
gun shy.
Yeah.
I'm not a little gun. I'm just trying to figure out what to
Come on.
say. I mean, you really built this up. I mean, apparently, I invented Nyan Cat.
Yeah, that's
I
you
heard
did.
that. Yeah,
you did
I mean,
invent
what
9K.
else? I told the first Chuck Norris joke
You
or
did.
something like
Yep.
that.
You were Chuck Norris in
I-
one reincarnation.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
think.
great. That intro song that you heard, apparently I was the drummer.
Yes.
For
Yeah,
that.
yes.
Yeah, that was me. I was the drummer for
But
that.
just the triangle.
And let me
in the
tell you a
back.
story. I once played guitar in Dragon Force, but they kicked me out because I was too damn good.
You were so fast. They're like, Tony.
They were like, "You were too fast.
They're like,
We can't
slow
keep
down
up."
the music,
They're like,
man.
"Oh, I'm Herman Marie. I can't keep up."
So,
hi.
yeah, we have a full show now.
We have
it's
a
an
full
actual
show.
full show.
Full show.
That's something that we wanted to do anyways for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about it just having a third mic on, so this is good.
I
Yes.
imagine that you two got pretty boring after a while.
Yeah,
You got
Greg
bored
said
with
it
one
was a
another.
fucking bore fest.
No,
it was
well,
fine. It was
one
just,
time when I was shooting my movie, Matt had to do a podcast by himself, and so I logged on to
Incredibly
Ustream
boring.
just to hear it, and I log it. It was like it would have been like an hour into it, and I just hear Matt going, "So the thing about the educational system," he was just ranting about the education system.
I
And
imagine with Greg, most of the airspace is just filled up with his head.
yeah.
yes, that is very
and a lot
true.
of him checking his phone.
Yeah.
I
off
do
and
check
on.
my phone. Well, you know what? Fuck you, man. I was the one getting us all the call-ins and
Well,
stuff.
you
Oh,
know,
yeah, that's true.
If
Yeah.
any of you are watching the stream
you
here,
credit.
you can see we put Greg right in the middle.
Exactly.
Yeah, there. Oh, look at that. He works out too.
Yeah.
He'll tell you about it.
Yeah,
He'll
he
tell you about it if you call in and ask.
Shit. Oh, yeah, if you want to call in, it's 320-310-0731. I don't know if we're even going to get callers. It was just a last minute.
Nah,
that we
man,
decided.
call us.
But
If
you can
you're
call us,
listening,
yeah.
Call us. Last time we did our test show, there was like 11 listeners. I don't know who,
Yeah.
who would
Sat through
want
that bullshit.
sat-
How
just
long
sit
they
through
sat
that
through it.
bullshit. We were just
I
like,
don't know.
we were like, what else? We got from Ferguson. Let's do Ferguson. We'll talk about
Yeah.
Ferguson for a little bit. We were just going through like the headlines. All
Yeah,
right,
we had
the
no-
Malaysia thing is old. We're not doing that.
Yeah. I was almost thinking about doing this, starting to do this on Sundays, kind of like right before football games start.
That's not a bad idea.
Because at least people will be fucking up and at 'em, and if they're like preparing anything or they have friends
Yeah.
coming over, they can listen to it if
Right.
they want. I thought that was really good because at least you'll have a bunch of people focus on doing that. But
Yeah.
whatever.
That
That's really
is-
interesting to
right.
the listeners. I'm sure that we talking
Well,
about
well,
our
whatever.
work schedule.
And Greg and myself are gurus at fantasy
we are
football.
fantasy
Yeah.
football.
I'm in
gurus.
like 9 or 10 leagues.
I think I'm in
Jesus.
about like 15, 20.
Yeah, no, I only really do 2 of them, but the other 8, it's a good time. Have you guys ever heard of Xavier Grimble?
He is a must.
He is a must-have.
draft. You must grab
find
him.
Xavier Grimble and draft him before
Xavier
someone else
Grimble,
does.
I think right now Xavier Grimble's ADP is right around that 4th,
He's a-
5th round.
Yeah.
I think is where you're going to want to
What's his
grab
name?
a Xavier Grimble.
He's a white guy, right?
Oh yeah, Xavier Grimble, super white.
What position does he play again?
I am not even
no,
sure.
I think he's one of those utility players.
Yeah, he's like a swing, like in a production set. They call him a swing because he does everything.
Hey,
He's an Iron Man.
in real news, did you hear the Minnesota Vikings placed claim to Marquise Gray?
Did we?
We did, yep.
I have no idea who
And
that is.
did you guys hear that the gay '90s they placed claim to Michael Sam?
Michael
Did
Sam.
they really?
Yes.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, they're
Got
like,
him
we
home.
want him. Let's bring him over this
The
way.
Rams are like, do not want. And then the gay 9 is like, hey, you can come here, man.
So I followed the Michael Sam thing a little bit, but I wasn't too
the
up on
Michael
it.
Sam thing.
Well, I knew he was the first
whole gay thing?
openly gay,
Openly
well,
gay.
openly,
Yeah.
but not first gay
No,
player
I don't know
in the
if
NFL.
it's even openly gay. He was the first annoyingly gay.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Chris Cluey for
Yeah.
the longest
Yeah,
time, and that guy, I mean,
and before him, Randy Moss. So I think we
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
much
that's a left ball.
I'm sorry.
That came out
super
of left
gay.
field.
He's super gay.
But so they let him go just because he stinks, right? He wasn't.
Yeah,
doing that good?
I think they kept him on for publicity's sake, but they
Okay.
cut him like they had 56 spots and then needed to get down to 53. They cut him there.
Huh.
Well, I don't know if he's. I mean, it's the NFL. It's just like
He had a pretty impressive
He's not.
preseason.
He's not bad. He's
Yeah.
just they just didn't need him. I mean, they
Okay.
probably have a bunch of other linemen that
Yeah.
are more experienced or something.
He
and maybe
threw
he
his
was asking
sack
for-
all over Johnny Football. What I heard.
Yeah, why wouldn't
Maybe I
you?
misread that news
Literally
title, but I
threw
heard he
his
threw
sack.
his sack.
Did you read it on The
Johnny
Onion?
Football.
Yeah. I followed it a little bit, but so he got cut, and we went 4-0
We went 4-0 in preseason.
in preseason.
Yeah, we did. We got good depth. We had good depth as far as team.
But preseason doesn't really mean shit,
Preseason
though,
doesn't
does
mean
it?
anything, but there has been, there's reasonable correlation between how you do in preseason and how you do in the regular season. To
Right.
a certain extent, the teams that go 4-0 in preseason generally do pretty well in the
Okay.
season.
think
Do we
about
play
it
any
this
tough
way.
teams though?
Yeah, I'm sure. Our
No,
played
no,
the
in
Chiefs.
preseason.
Oh, in preseason.
We played the Chiefs.
We played the Chiefs, but they didn't. I mean, they don't have much depth.
I mean,
so
you
when
gotta
they put in their second and third
That's what I'm
strings, they
saying.
got
You got to
nothing.
think about it this way. I mean, you've got all the teams right now are playing their. This is their B team. This is B squad right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Like all the Adrian Peterson's sitting out, so this is their B squad. So our B squad is better than 4 other teams' B squad, which is good because if we have injuries, that means that we're still okay. Not like last year when the
Or-
Green Bay Packers had like 2 injuries and suddenly they went from like winning everything to winning nothing because all of a sudden Aaron Rodgers was not there.
And Jerome Simpson is suspended, from what I hear. Is that the
Is
fella?
he? I don't know if
Yeah,
I
one of our
heard.
guys is suspended for a DUI or some shit like that.
Oh, well,
Well, he'll be in and out in 6 days.
Tony and
Won't
I-
even miss a game.
He should have just beat his wife.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Wouldn't have
Tony,
missed
We're
a
gonna have
single
less
game.
time. Yeah.
Tony and I did a couple. So the reason why we're in, so many leagues, is because Tony and I did a couple fun drafts. We went into Yahoo.
Oh, yeah.
Serious
Fantasy. And we
players only.
we found a league that was serious players only, like people that were like, please be serious and
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And so we went in there as me,
drafted
Nick,
like 11 kickers.
and
No,
Nick
no, no.
Minotti, as me, Tony, and Nick Minotti, and we went in and we drafted all the quarterbacks.
All the
Oh, yeah.
quarterbacks.
All of the quarterbacks. There's a guy starting Terrell Pryor in one of the leagues. He's not playing football right now. And Christian Ponder's also being started by someone else.
Jesus.
It's pretty awesome.
I mean, all you did was piss the guys off. I'm
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We've been trash talking a lot too in
Well,
that league.
and we've been sending trades between one another
Yes.
that are just completely irrelevant.
like
I mean,
Chad Henne for like Mark or Matt McGloin
Yeah,
or something like
yeah.
that. Like 2 useless quarterbacks like traded. And that means the commissioner has to go. He gets all of the emails for all of
Yeah.
our trades, so the commissioner of that league has to go and approve all of them,
Yeah.
yes or no. So he's been accepting all of
Yeah.
them, but they're stupid trades. It's like
Yeah.
Carson
I mean,
Palmer for like nobody.
We took time out of our day to organize this so that the three
Sure.
of us could get into a public league just for the sake of ruining someone else's day. I mean, that league is irrelevant now because it's so messy.
More specifically, 5 people's day. I
5
mean,
people's
they
day.
have amazing wide receivers and running backs, but
Yeah.
nobody's got a good QB except one guy who happened to steal Aaron
took Aaron
Rodgers right
Rodgers.
from under our nose.
Is this a pay league? Do you guys have to
No,
pay to be?
no,
Oh,
no.
okay. So it's
I
just-
would never spend
Why
money on
wouldn't
a
people
joke
that
like
are that fucking into fantasy football though that take it that seriously just play for money? That might wean out some of that.
Well, exactly,
shit.
but-
It's funny as hell, but it might wean out some of that.
The
shit
real
where-
question is, like, who doesn't have like 7 acquaintances that you can play fantasy football
Right.
with,
Yeah.
to a point where you need to host it on Yahoo?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't consider myself all like I have a pretty like close knit group of friends that I like hang out with all the time. But I'm
Yeah.
in 3 different leagues with 3 different groups of people. All of like I've got more than 7 people who would be willing to play with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's ridiculous to think
Greg
that someone.
has so many friends.
I said that I have a tight knit group
He's a
of
very
friends,
likable guy.
but. Well, I'm in a league with Tony. I guess he's fine with it.
There you
I
go.
did not invite him.
I could see, like,
Tony.
because back in the day, you know, like I loved playing cribbage, but it's tough to find people to play cribbage.
Sure.
So I go like on Yahoo and play
Right,
against
right.
people online.
Yeah, or-
but fantasy football is a little bit fucking different.
But
Everyone
no,
plays
Matt. And the
fantasy.
thing is,
I like
is that-
actually got kicked out of my fantasy football league, and they wanted me to come back in. Like that's how readily accessible fantasy
Yeah.
football leagues are.
Here's the thing. The reason why you couldn't find anyone to play cribbage with is because you're not fucking 60. You wait till you're 60. There's going to be a lot of people playing cribbage with you.
Dude, oh my god, I used to play.
You call up Grandma Gladys, she'll fucking join in a second.
It was.
Grandma Gladys.
I was addicted. Oh my god, I used to play so much cribbage.
Yeah.
and for money and all that other shit too. And like, yeah, I used to
It's
play
the lamest
a
addiction
lot.
to little.
It was, dude. It was bad.
There
You
were
play
worse
some
addictions.
bridge too.
No,
Some gin,
cribbage, some
some
gin.
gin rummy.
never learned how to play those games. But
Backgammon?
cribbage, though. Backgammon. No, backgammon's actually one that I want to learn. As
That's
weird
a
as
fun
that
game.
sounds, I heard it's really fun, and I heard it that can become really fucking addicting too.
I'm addicted to
when
the
you
game
start
of
playing.
life.
You know, there's professional.
play life
There's
all the time.
professional backgammon players that play for like
Oh yeah, dude. There's professional
hundreds
everything.
of thousands of dollars. Oh yeah, and speaking of that, so I went to Canterbury last Thursday. I started to get back into cards again, like
Sure.
playing poker, you know. So I went out to Canterbury to play a tournament, busted out right away, whatever. Went over and sat down at the
On
cash
whose
tables.
face? Everyone's
That was
face.
very uncalled for, Greg. We don't like that language.
That was offensive.
Yes.
We're
Now I have to
being
put the parental advisory.
Yeah.
He
on
busted
iTunes, Greg.
out on someone.
Yeah,
He didn't
no.
say on someone, but he busted
Busted.
out all the time.
We were being so sensitive about the Michael Sam situation here, and then you have to
bring
go
up
and
semen
talk about busting it
jizzes,
out.
which we'll get to that.
Oh,
in a
yeah,
minute.
like
Some
your
jizz
Oh,
soup.
yeah,
No,
dude.
that's a different segment of the conversation. We're gonna have Jism Hour.
So we'll get to this one a little bit later, but so real quick, my buddy was driving to my house yesterday. We just had a barbecue and stuff, you know. And
Was it Jason?
no, it was Mitch, and he saw a license plate that said Jizzlord, J-I-S. So okay,
Who
so
would
this
claim that title?
I'll get back to the Canterbury thing, but so this was just real quick. So he was driving and he saw a license plate that said J-I-S-L-O-R-D. So what it's supposed to probably be is Jesus is Lord,
J is
but if you
Lord.
just say it, it's just Jizz Lord. How fucking dumb and naive do you got to be to not think that
Who would-
someone's going to think
yeah,
that?
Anus tart.
Yeah, anal tart.
Isn't that what it was? A new start from
A new
the
start,
Arrested
yeah.
Development,
Anus
and it was
tart.
anus tart.
Who would look at that and like who does this person think he is to assume that the people who are looking at his fucking car are saying, you know what, Jesus is Lord?
Yeah.
No, they're looking at your goddamn Pontiac and
Yeah.
they're saying,
Jizz
Jizz
Lord."
Lord.
Exactly.
This
This
guy,
guy is a jizz
this
lord.
guy is the self-proclaimed
Lord of
Jizz
Jizz.
Lord.
So we were talking about it and laughing, you know, about the whole thing just because it said, you know, the whole Jizz Lord thing. But then when my uncle was like, "Hey, you know what? It probably is Jesus is Lord." Then it just became 10 times
Yeah.
as fucking funny
Wait,
because
hold
then we're
on.
thinking about all the shit behind the story.
Wait, let's take a step back. Isn't your uncle gay?
Yes. Oh yeah.
There's something
no.
there.
No.
There's
So here's
something
what the best thing about it. So my uncle and
something there.
my uncle and his boyfriend were over last night, you know, and
Being jizz lords.
no, and but my buddy Mitch shows
Busting
up.
all over each other.
My buddy Mitch shows up. My buddy knows my uncle, you know, and his boyfriend are obviously gay, but my buddy shows up and he's like, "Hey, I saw one of your buddies driving down the road. He had the license plate that said Jizz Lord." And my buddy drives like kind of like a hatchback or whatever, you know. And then my uncle's boyfriend right away is like, "Mitch, I didn't know you were a lesbian." Like, he's like, "I don't own a fucking Subaru."
Wait. Can we pause for a second and ask, why does Jizz Lord have to be a gay thing?
That's a good point.
That's true. If you're the lord of jizz, you could totally be giving it to women. That's
yeah.
true. You could be giving it to women.
You could. I mean, it's like Bukkake Master.
Yeah, exactly.
Jizz
Dude,
Lord,
I
mean-
would kill for the title of Bukkake
Bukkake
Master.
Master. You attend all of them.
It's
How
like
could you pull that off on a license plate, though?
BKA.
Yeah, like you're the Burger King master.
Yeah.
BKKMSTR.
You could somehow figure that one out.
Yeah.
BKK Mster.
So yeah, so we had a good laugh about that one yesterday.
Can we just wait? And before we even move on from that,
Yeah.
who's still doing novelty license plates?
I don't know.
Vanity plates?
Who's still
I can't
doing
remember
that?
who said it, but it was perfect. It's like the only fucking person that knows what it means is you driving the car. Everybody else doesn't know what your vanity
Right.
plate
Yeah,
means.
they just know that you're the jackass with the vanity plate.
Right.
Exactly. And what seriously, like,
That's like
This-
getting
this
a
might be-
tattoo in Chinese.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck?
this might have been like something we talked about when we were like 14 or 15 getting ready to buy a new car. Like
Yeah.
I remember one of my buddies saying, dude, it's like $100 a letter, but I don't know how much a vanity plate actually is, but I imagine they're not
a lot.
cheap.
Still,
I don't know.
that's
I mean,
a lot
if
of
you
money.
say, I don't know if that was true,
Right.
but back in the day, you just make up shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I heard
it's like
something
$100 a letter.
Yeah,
he
they were
was
like
like,
$200.
Want to get
or
no
something.
fear on my fucking
Yeah, and he's like,
I'm sure no one's done that.
Jizz Lord's gonna be so expensive.
Yeah.
no fear 1, no fear 2.
Jizz
No
Lord
fear,
3.
69.
Just Lord 3. But yeah, I never understood the vanity plate ever. I never had an inkling ever to get one.
You're not
No.
a Jizz Lord.
No, I'm not a jizz lord. I don't fucking need one. Back to the Canterbury thing, though. You're talking
we're
about
back
you can
to that.
make money out of anything. The guy's sitting next to me, so I'm sitting next to this guy for a little bit, and yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. We're just talking. He's pretty drunk and
Probably a Jizz Lord.
probably a jizz lord. He goes, he tells me, he goes, he goes, what do you do? And I said, well, I work in remodeling sales. And he's like, oh, I go, what do you do? He plays golden tee for a living.
Golden
What?
tee?
Yeah, the golf
Is
game.
that the fucking game with the,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
ball?
with the ball.
And I go, bullshit.
You have
Yeah.
that at your house.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have one of those old machines.
Yeah, with the ball, yeah. And I go, bullshit. And he goes, look at my hand. Just fucking, dude, tattered.
Calloused
Yeah.
and fucked up.
And it's like orange and shit. And
Oh
that's
my
from striking
God.
the fucking. He plays golden tee for a living.
Who pays him for that?
It just goes. They'll do these it's
Yeah.
kind of like a social media thing. So they have all these like professional golden tee players,
Yeah.
and then you'll have like that in Minnesota or the Metro. You'll go meet up at a bar. You'll discuss your stakes or whatever, and then they have tournaments too. And some of these tournaments are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like $100,000 to like first
ridiculous,
place
man.
and shit. I'm like, you can fucking literally make money doing anything.
Yeah, I have a buddy who plays competitive pinball, and that's apparently a big subculture where people get together and go to like the billiards place off of 35, and they got a bunch of pinball machines there.
Oh,
and they
13.
go-
Yeah. Wait, billiards off of 30. Oh, yes. Okay,
Peter's
I know what you're talking-
Billiards,
yep,
whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they have a bunch, and they host tournaments there, and you just fucking play pinball. Whoever
That's
gets the highest
insane.
score. Yeah.
Dude,
That's
there's so
crazy.
much of that. I remember watching a documentary, and they talked about like there's like beard grooming competitions that are really
Yeah.
like these guys like really like groom their beard, and they're like. You have to go to like other countries sometimes,
Yeah.
there's internationals, and it's like
Yeah.
there's different categories
Yeah.
like length
Yeah.
and style points and
No,
shit like that.
and I know the show you're talking about. I can't remember the name, but I remember the biggest kick about that show is that those people are adamant about referring to their competition as a sport.
We watched it together. I
watched
remember
it
we had
together.
this exact
Yep.
conversation because like, what the fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
This is a sport.
There's no
That's-
sport involved. It's
there's
just like
no sport.
bowling is not a sport. There's no defense.
No,
That's why it's not a
bowling-
fucking
bowling
sport.
Bowling is way more of a sport.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
but I
saying
still
it's
consider
a sport.
bowling not a sport because
Yeah.
there's no fucking defense.
Well, and
Well, you know what's the defense? The length of the lane.
I
is
understand
the
that,
defense.
but that's
The
like golf.
gutter.
Golf is to me it's an activity.
Or a
I don't consider it.
competition,
Yeah,
or-
I don't
yeah,
necessarily
no.
consider it a sport because when I think of a sport, I think of something having
has
a
to be
defense.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about swimming?
That's more of an activity.
An
I
event.
don't consider that a sport.
I thought sports just had to be competitive, like competitively athletic activity.
That's probably what it is. The definition of a sport. I
Right.
just don't consider a lot of these.
Sure,
things.
no,
Sure,
that
sure,
makes
sure,
sense.
sure.
I don't consider bowling a sport.
Well,
Any
well, no,
any
if
sport where you can drink a beer while you're doing it is not.
Softball?
Yeah, exactly. That's not.
My thing, you can have a definition of sport that includes everything that Greg was talking about, but then it just opens the floodgates to jackasses who want to say that League of Legends is a sport.
Yeah.
And I've had that discussion with old roommates who are adamant that League of Legends is a fucking sport.
Is that like
And-
a role playing
Yeah,
game?
no,
or
it's like
something?
it's like a online
It's like
battle
Dota
game.
or whatever. It's like a game that you never
Dota?
heard.
What the fuck is
Dota's
Dota?
like League of Legends. It's just like it's a game where you like.
It's like you have teams of little avatars and you fucking battle each other with magic
Oh,
and
okay.
sticks and
So it's kind of
swords
like
and-
what's that big one? World of Warcraft.
Wow.
or
yeah,
whatever.
except for
Kind of.
it's not like free range. Like you have
It's
like
ju-
a chicken. No.
No, it's like it's kind of like a sporting event where it lasts like for an hour. Like you
Oh.
start with nothing, and then throughout the game you earn things and get things. But there's a clear start and a clear ending point.
Yeah.
And then once you're done, you just go and play. It's like a team deathmatch in like Call of Duty. You just play one,
Okay.
and when you're done with that, you just go and play another one. So these people
Got
will
it.
just play a shit ton of those games.
Okay, so it's not like a continuous
No.
thing like World of Warcraft
But
was,
you
where
do,
you
like-
sit there for months on end trying
Yeah.
to...
Wow, but you
You
do
do
a
like
lot of that
improve
anyway.
stuff, whatever.
Man, this generation is going to be fucking retarded.
No, if we're judging anything from the people that I know that play League of Legends, yes. And if any of you are listening to this, I doubt you are.
Yeah.
Because you're probably playing League of Legends. But
You can listen to this, or maybe it's too interactive, but no, I
Yeah.
think that just that, I don't know. I think that we're just breeding a bunch of social retarded people. Seriously.
Yeah?
You know, you sit. Oh yeah. Speaking of that, so here's another story
Why
which
are
I
you
found.
pointing at me?
I don't know. I pointed at
Socially
you.
retarded people?
Yeah, here,
You're
socially retarded. And my dad was telling me a story this weekend. We went to the cabin on Saturday, and I found it fucking hilarious. But there was this. I don't remember the guy's name offhand, but you want to talk about socially retarded. So this is not just a new thing. I mean, shit's been going on forever.
It's a lot of setup, man.
Yeah, there was this kid in the neighborhood who was
socially fucking retarded.
Yeah, they were probably like 10 or 12 years old. My dad was and his buddies, and this kid was probably, I mean, he was probably in his like late 20s, lived at home with mom kind of deal, you know, or whatever. But one time they were fucking with him, and they got his bike up into a tree. They like,
Awesome.
he had this bike
Childhood.
or whatever, you know, and they somehow got this bike into a tree. And anyways, this kid or whatever, this adult, but you know, the adult hung around the kids, you know, because he was kind of like that or whatever. And fucking, he came after my dad, and I guess he hit my dad so hard that my dad thought he was gonna fucking die, you know. And
What?
it was so bad, like just pounded the shit out of my dad, like really kicked his ass. This like, you know, whatever, this, you know, beating up a 12-year-old, 28-year-old. So my dad, you know, was really sorry, and he went over to his house to apologize or whatever, and like he looked in the front door was open, and like the kid's like laying like on his mom's lap, and she's just like petting his hair, and they're just watching TV.
This
And my
28-year-old dude.
yeah, and my dad's like, maybe I shouldn't just hang around this kid anymore. But that kid right there was, you know, the mama's boy, you know what I mean, and just like socially,
That's like
So how old was your dad?
he was probably 12 years old.
that's like Norman Bates shit. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Really
psycho.
fucking weird.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? That guy, he probably isn't alive anymore. But
This
you know,
story
my
took a
dad's,
very interesting turn very quickly.
I know, but we were talking about people being kind of socially retarded, and I said, you know, the next generation coming up.
You're talking about like an actual retarded person.
Yeah.
I don't know if he. Well, I don't know.
This
he
got
was
a little
more
real for me.
Yeah. Well, he was
A little
more of
real.
like kind of. He wasn't. My dad said he wasn't like retarded, but he just kind of. I don't know. He kind of had the mentality. So maybe he was a little bit, but he
Okay,
kind of
yeah.
had the mentality of like.
No, I gotcha.
Like a kid or whatever, you know. Hey, McKaylee. See, we just have people just pop in out of nowhere. You want to grab a mic, or are you done? You're gonna have to stand there and talk sideways. I don't even know if that mic's hooked
No,
up.
I
or
don't.
not.
I don't want to talk to McKaylee anyway.
McKaylee
Fucking
looks,
Guido.
McKaylee looks really tired because Tony sent a very nice couple messages to
Yes.
us last night.
I like to consider myself to be the informer of our group here, and so naturally, I was online last night, and I figured out that there was in fact the largest leak of celebrity nudes in history.
Oh yeah, I saw that
So
this morning.
I went, and being the nice guy I was, I linked it and sent it to every single person that I know. So I'm sure McKaylee over here had a very long, very happy night.
Look how hard it is for him to like pick up his phone. He's
Like shaking.
I'm pretty sure he's about to go blind.
Like a guy that hasn't had a drink in a few days.
Yeah.
I looked at those. Like I said, the first thing I did was shit in the morning because I ate so much food. I was on the
And
toilet looking at.
For
these
anybody
pictures.
who's just chiming in, we talked about this earlier before we were on.
Oh
air.
yeah,
Matt,
I forgot we
indeed,
weren't on the air. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just ate so much. I mean, I ate so much yesterday. It was literally like the first thing we had to do.
had a little little baby this morning, little butt baby.
It was bad. So no, I saw it right away, and then I went to it, and the thing that impressed me the most about it is like the amount of pics that Jennifer Lawrence
Yes.
had. I was
Yeah.
like,
Compared
holy
to
shit,
everyone
there was a
else.
lot-
Yeah.
yeah, compared to everyone else.
Who was
There's
she
a lot of
sending
fucking
those
pics.
to? What was that? What are they for? Dude, if you're famous, don't fucking do that.
Well, no,
I know,
the
that's-
best part, she's not holding the,
Oh, that's
the
nice.
camera in any of them.
Who's
yeah,
that one?
someone's taking.
Someone
that's
else
that
is
her?
taking. Yeah, these are all her.
yeah,
Keep
okay.
going, keep going.
Unfortunately,
That
I
one's a
don't
little
think.
white trash. Here we go.
Wait,
now we're
here's
getting
the-
the good
so
stuff.
here's the best part.
That one's my favorite
Wow.
right there.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't show these on Ustream because we will get kicked off.
Here's the best.
But
part.
go find them. They're all over the place.
That one's I go back to that one. That one I still like, even though it's not nude. That one's still one of my favorites.
Denzel
I
White.
don't like that
someone
one.
was taking that, so she took that one.
See, here's the thing. I thought it was
How'd you
really,
find that so quick?
I thought it was really
Because
funny.
I sent them to him.
Oh, okay. I got it.
I thought it was really funny that there was some pictures of Ariana
It's
Grande
wallpaper.
of Ariana Grande, and I say that in quotes because there's all these people who were like really upset and angry, like, oh, that's not her, it's been proven wrong already, all that stuff, and I'm like, dude, I don't care, whoever this girl is, let's see more of this.
Yeah,
this girl,
let's-
this girl's
let's get her
fucking
going.
hot.
Was,
I don't care if it wasn't Ariana Grande. Let's look at her more.
How old is that Ariana Grande?
I
Was she
don't
like
know.
19 or something?
I don't even
She
know
looks
who
like a
Ariana
person that
Grande
looks really
is.
young, but is probably a lot older than she says
Yeah.
she is.
Like Courtney Cox.
Yeah.
Courtney Cox looks like she's like a 60-year-old balloon.
Yeah, but she's actually 80. That's the crazy. That's the crazy thing about Courtney Cox. You don't
I'm
know
sorry,
that.
Courtney, if you're listening to this,
So
you're wonderful. On
Yeah,
this.
you're a real
so I have
sweetheart.
two sides to this whole leak story.
To this whole Courtney Cox
No.
business.
This whole photo leaking thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, my two sides are this. Yes, I want to see the pictures. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But on the other side of it, you know, it stinks because it is their privacy.
Yeah.
You know? But at the same time, it's like you fucking should know better.
You're a
I'm a
celebrity.
nobody when it comes to that entertainment industry,
Yeah.
and I don't have shit on my phone.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it's like, if anyone hacked into my phone, which if anybody could, I don't know why they would, you wouldn't find fucking
No,
any.
exactly.
Matt, nobody's
No, like-
leaking naked pictures of you.
No, I get that.
No,
but
we're not talking
you know, I
about-
could potentially have shit on there, like with my wife and stuff like
We're not,
that.
we're
But
not
I
talking
don't.
about
You know?
a tasteful nude like when you're in the Grand Canyon or something that you'll need to remember. We're talking about like
Like what Matt
trashy,
has, yeah.
Yeah.
like trashy naked pictures. Like who saves that shit?
Yeah,
like
I know.
what
Yeah.
celebrity saves pictures of themselves like that? I don't know.
So how did these? It's just some anonymous guy got
some
into
anonymous
it?
guy. So let me give you.
What was it?
J-Law on the 4chan network. It's an underground hacking network.
Oh, on
Huh.
4chan, yeah.
Unfortunate. So, well, that guy's kind of. I mean, a little bit of a scumbag.
Well,
if you ask me.
the guy who, if you remember
What'd you
when.
say?
He's a king now.
He's
Oh,
a
yeah,
king.
no
If you
shit.
remember
Yeah.
when the Scarlett Johansson pictures leaked, that guy was discovered and is now serving a 10-year jail sentence.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't the same guy. That
It wasn't the
hacked
same
those?
guy.
Oh.
But let me tell you that the funny irony of this whole situation, and excuse me if I'm not using irony correctly here, but when we talk about privacy online, the internet community, and especially Reddit, you know, the huge internet community,
Yeah.
those people are the biggest advocates against NSA hacking.
Yeah.
And, and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
when it comes to a naked celebrity, especially naked Jennifer Lawrence, they do not give a fuck about
Yeah,
personal
oh, yeah.
privacy.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll be the first. Like the biggest hero on the internet right now is the guy who hacked those pictures. If the NSA would have done the same thing and posted them online, Reddit would have loved the NSA.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
Like we're so
Well, it's
quickly-
everybody's a hypocrite when it
exactly.
comes to it.
We're
you
so
know?
willing to forget about
Yeah.
the things that we
Everybody
say.
wants their privacy, but then just like myself and every
Yeah.
other person, when someone else's privacy is taken advantage
We
of,
don't
I'm
give a
the
shit.
first one on the fucking
Exactly.
internet
Well,
chatting it out.
Not that I would ever I think it's kind of pointless, the whole sexting business. Like I wouldn't get involved in that. But that was some I remember a stand-up comic gave me that advice one time. He was like, hey man, I mean, just if you ever think that you might become in the public's view, like if you
Yeah.
ever think you might become famous, or if you're ever thinking about pursuing it, don't do shit now, because
Yeah.
this is the shit that's going to come back to bite you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not the shit that happens later, because at that point you're more careful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Clearly not for J-Law, but at that point you're like, dude, I probably shouldn't say anything
Yeah.
that's like that. I shouldn't take any pictures, whatever. But think about you send a couple of those pictures to a girlfriend you have now. Let's say you break up or whatever
Yeah.
it may be, or some girl, and then you get famous, and all of a sudden she's like, dude, I can cash in on this. And I don't know about cash. I don't know if TMZ is going to give you money for it. Maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
But the fact is that that's when that shit starts coming out of the woodwork. Is that dick pic you sent that girl when you were a freshman in college?
Exactly.
That's
like my buddy. Like my buddy's an actor, and he's been on One Life to Live and a couple other shows and shit. And he's completely off of social media. We'll be at the cabin and we'll tag him in a photo or whatever, and he'll call me up because he just has access to my Facebook, or whatever.
Yeah.
He'll call me up and be like, you mind taking that down? Because it's just nothing that's anything crazy, but he has that image that he wants to portray, which is fine. But he and it's nothing crazy, but whatever the image is. But yeah, he just wants to have that kind of clean image for him and stuff. But yeah, he's completely off of fucking social media. He's not on Twitter. He's not on Facebook. He doesn't have anything.
Yep.
Well, and with it's important if you're in this industry, if you're trying to like become somebody or become like a public figure, to be very cautious of your web presence. Like I know there's this one guy in the Twin Cities stand-up community who likes to write like these blog posts or whatever, and sometimes he'll write them from the perspective of one of the other comedians. It's totally a joke.
Yeah.
But one day I woke up and I was like tagged in a post, and it was like Mansers or something, and it was this dude who wrote an entire blog from my point of view as like a really douchey guy giving people advice on women, but the advice wasn't like legitimate advice.
I'm sure that was super offensive and not at all totally on base.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it was so over the top that it was funny.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm sitting there going, like, if someone Googles Greg Berman, I don't want that to pop up.
Yeah.
Not because I didn't write it. I don't want, like, because I get the joke. And I get that it's about there's other people in the stand-up community who do that, but they won't get taken out of context. That's a really shitty thing.
Yeah.
Because now I look like I fucking wrote this article.
Yeah. Well, no, it's true. You got a good point.
Debasing women, like, and that's not. I mean, I only do that privately.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
and sometimes here.
Yeah.
If any of you feel the urge to Google search me, I too have no social media, so you will probably find a picture of my grandpa, who shares my name,
Yeah.
80-year-old man, and maybe a picture of me in 7th grade holding a guitar. But besides that, I'm a ghost.
Tony has no social media. He is.
Well, I have an anonymous Zanga profile that I use to check up on all the ladies.
Oh, you guys.
Zanga.
Is that fucking?
That's nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
That's
that's like middle school. High school.
Zanga was like before MySpace.
Still have Netscape Navigator you're working with, dude?
AIM.
Zanga was like a blog thing that girls would like go and they'd like write these like stupid like I went to the beach yesterday and then post like 10 pictures of them at the beach, and you're sitting there going, nice, thank you.
Yeah.
That was like freshman year.
Earliest
of high school.
Spank Bank was on Zanga.
It was Zanga. Zanga was awesome.
There was another one too, Web Shots. That was another one too.
Matt, we're not 40.
The internet was around when you were a kid also. It was called Web Shots, and that was another one, kind of like Zanga. Like, these chicks would like, these college chicks or whatever would just like, oh, had a, awesome time at moving day or whatever, and it's just like craziness and shit. But yeah, it was like the same thing. But it was public. Anyone could go fucking look at it. There was no restrictions.
There's no
on
friends.
It. No login, anything.
I used to always think that's funny when people post their phone number on their Facebook.
That one I don't understand.
And then you use it to like contact them. Like,
well, fuck you get this number.
Yeah, you'll say you have a question for them or something, and you're like, "Hey, what's up?" And they're like, "Who is this? It's Greg. How'd you get my number?" It was on Facebook.
On
I just had to ask
Facebook.
a quick question for you. Dude, what the hell? Go post your fucking number on Facebook if you don't want me to use it.
It's not like general information. It's like, oh yeah, I know Greg. He's 6 foot tall. He's Ukrainian. And his phone number is 953.
Well, yeah, it's just I've never done that one. Like, I don't even think I think I just have my hometown on my Facebook, and that's it. I don't have where I work. I don't have how old I am. I don't have where I live.
I think that'd be really funny to just
number.
To just go on my Facebook friends and then find girls who have their number posted and just start texting them as if they gave me their number.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, hey, what's up? And she's like, who's this? It's Greg. How you doing?
We're friends on Facebook, right?
No. You need to say you gave me your number on Facebook.
You gave me your number on Facebook. Well, I don't remember doing that. No, it was right there on the About Me section. You want to go out for coffee like tomorrow or something?
Yeah. I don't really know you. Then why'd you give me your number?
Yeah. You serious? You don't want to go out with
Listen, bitch. Listen, bitch. Why are you leading me on?
Like, go American Psycho on your ass. You ever had a chainsaw dropped on you?
Yeah, I don't. I don't know. I barely use my fucking Facebook anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
I barely
on Twitter
use my
all the time.
Twitter.
Yeah.
But I barely post anything on Twitter.
Just for this, though. Like, that's why.
Typically just for this. And once we get moving again on this, then I'll start, being more active. And not just all promoting, but just being more active. In the show or in outside of it or whatever. But as of now, it's like, I mean, fuck. That first tweet that I had, probably the one before that was 3 months ago.
Yeah.
I have a younger brother who's a senior in high school, and he's telling me that Facebook now is, when there was the split between MySpace and Facebook, people were like, oh, MySpace is a thing of the past. We all use Facebook now. He's telling me that it's now for his generation, his age group. That's kind of the difference between Facebook and Twitter. That like Facebook's kind of a thing in the past. We just use Twitter. Like we don't even give a shit about all that stuff on Facebook.
I think the only thing that people use Facebook for now is just sharing pictures, because I think people
that and events. I think events too.
I think people aren't really like making posts and commenting as much as they used to. At least in my opinion, I used to love Facebook. I never really use my Facebook anymore.
Yeah.
I'm way more into like Twitter and Instagram because it's an easier way to just
Well, and they have built-in filters.
disseminate. Yeah, and they have built-in filters. But like I have a Facebook fan page that I just do not care about growing. I don't care at all about growing my Facebook fan page, but I really care about getting more Twitter followers and Instagram followers.
On a side note here, if any of you want like a tutorial on how not to use filters and how to really screw up contrast and brightness, go to Greg's Instagram.
Not true. My pictures are really good.
I've never seen someone overuse filters as much as Greg Berman.
It is what it is, you guys. I'm not a good photographer.
Do you have to use sepia tone and everyone?
I'm not a good photographer. The filters are my saving
1880s?
Well,
grace.
and sometimes it'll be like a picture that I have a copy of, right? And I'll see that he posted it on Instagram, and I'll see, like, Greg, this is like a completely different picture.
Yeah.
Like, how many different filters did you have to run this through to make it look like that?
Hey man, that's one of the hardest parts of my day is picking my filter for my Instagram photo.
Layering them on top of each other.
I'm just saying, you guys, it's a gift. It's a gift. My filter usage is a gift.
Okay.
It's like when I used to like crop everything all the time too. I was like overusing cropping. Like, fucking who gives a shit anymore? I'll just post it what's up there.
Who overuses cropping?
I was cropping everything. Like
This
just,
picture is great. I want it smaller.
No,
that's
No,
what I do. I'd be like, oh, it's not fucking centered, and I'd have to sit there for 20 minutes.
I want it to make I want it to be a hexagon.
Yeah.
I want a hexagonal profile pic.
Oh, Greg, I've never even looked at your. I don't think I've ever.
Greg.
I don't think I've ever seen your Instagram page.
If you want to pull it up, and make fun of it now, you're welcome to, dude. I've got
okay.
just put it up on the TV. You can just go to Instagram.com on the thing, and then you can find me.
Well, I don't want to lose our signal like we did the last time.
I'm sure we'll be fine. We're not working with like cave technology here. Michaeli set this internet up for us, and
Instagram, what? Berman Comedy?
sure,
Is that what we'll come up?
Cookie Berman, remember from earlier?
Yeah.
Cookie Berman?
Yeah, we were searching for my Twitter, and it. That's Twitter. There he
Oh,
is.
another funny fact. If you guys want to see just how into himself Greg Berman is, go to Urban Dictionary and search Berman.
Hey, you know what? I didn't write that. I really didn't write that. I promise.
Did you filter that one?
Yeah, that was.
Absolutely, that one is filtered.
That's me and Gus Lynch. And,
Okay, if you look at
is that a
no,
show
no,
that we
go
just
back,
did?
go back to our stream. Go back to our stream really quickly. That is what a picture looks like. That is what lighting does to an image. All right. Now, switch over to the to his picture here. That is not what we see as human beings.
Guys, that's Brennan. That's one of my favorite filters.
There is not that much contrast.
What is it called? Brennan?
Brennan, I think. Brennan.
I'm so
It's either
out of
that
the loop
or
when it comes to
Hefe.
Instagram and all this shit. Like, I have no idea.
Brennan. That sounds like the name of a silicone penis that you would buy like for personal use. Brennan. Big Brennan.
Yeah, that is what.
Oh, Greg, you did the ALS buzz.
Yeah, but mine was way better than other people's.
Hopefully you fucking used scalding water.
I didn't use scalding water, but
Motor oil set on fire.
I believe it's in Syria? No, in some Middle Eastern country, they're doing the dirt bucket challenge. This is completely serious, by the way. They're doing the dirt bucket challenge to raise awareness for people in Palestine, for the
Really?
Gaza, where people are lining up and they're dumping dirt on their heads.
Wow, what's the significance of the dirt?
well, because they don't have water.
They don't have a lot of things. I don't know. Yeah.
What's this?
Is she as good looking from the front as she is from behind?
Yes.
Can you give me her number?
Yes.
What's just a bunch of fucking
Huh?
bird shit on a light post? That's a hell of a picture,
No,
Greg.
no.
Just wanted to
First of
accentuate the
all-
bird shit on the light
First
post.
of all, that picture's cool. It's got a lot of cool geometry.
Look at
Second
how
of all,
yellow those lines
Check
are.
our
Second of
stream real
all-
quick. All right.
That's change, and it was really hard for me not to want to get that as a Jew. It was
To
hard
crawl
because
down.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there, and I'm like, that's like $1.50. That's like a pop, you know.
Surprised you didn't spiderweb yourself up there.
I'm a Jew, not Spider-Man.
Spider.
Picture of my bed.
Yeah, there we go.
You have a bedroom of a 14-year-old girl. Look at that.
That's just a bed.
Surprised
No
you don't
wall.
have Tiger
Why-
Beat
Is that-
photos on the wall
do
of
you have
Scott Bale.
Every woman that you take into that bed, do you have them sign a card and you post it there? Is that what the significance of that is?
No, that's a great idea. I should look into that.
Yeah.
No, that's me organizing my comedy stuff.
Oh,
See, it says jokes.
joke ideas. Randy.
Ready. It's ready. That means
Oh,
that
I thought
joke
we were
is
going to talk
ready.
about Randy.
No.
Why can't you put them straight?
Just what? Your what hurts?
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
that's
I'm
the
sorry.
coffee shop downstairs. Hey, that's the
Hey, that's Laughing Stock.
laughing stock. That was the worst day of my life, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you must.
What?
You drank
Oh,
Mount. Oh,
yeah.
God. How many times did you shit in an afternoon?
Dude, I didn't
No.
shit. It was just the worst
Yeah,
ever.
not only that, but he also had my mother drive him to work and had me pick him up and drive him halfway across the state to go home, pick up his keys, then go
'cause I
back to
locked
my
my
house.
keys
Oh,
in my
that's
trunk.
when you locked. Okay.
Hey,
so.
but guys, Pikachu_Panda like that.
Pikachu_Panda is a big fan of mine. Whoever that is likes a lot of my pictures.
The guy or
Let's
girl?
investigate.
All right.
I'm getting mixed signals here.
Yeah, me too. I'm not sure.
It's
who
either a
this is.
14-year-old guy or a
We have an
girl
equal
or a-
number of-
or a suicidal young man.
Wait, no, 16 taken. It's
It's a chick.
Oh, okay.
But she
Oh, who's
listens
into
to Papa Roach.
Greg loves Papa
I
Roach.
don't love Papa Roach.
Look at that.
like
Wow,
Papa
that's,
Roach in 19 or 2001.
that's a blast from the past.
She loves me not, loves me
When I was in a
not.
band in 8th grade and I wore a fedora, we played Papa Roach.
you had a fedora.
Had a fedora.
No, that was before fedoras were awful.
Oh, okay. You were the hipster of
I was
fedoras.
a
There was
hipster
a time
fedoras.
before they were not actually awful.
Dude, you know what the new fedora is? The bolo tie.
Oh god.
That's a new way to express
People
yourself.
are actually wearing those.
I think so.
I
What
don't
else,
know.
what else does Greg have on his?
Let's go to McKaylee's. This is fun to look at. McKaylee's is great. Sometimes it's very artistic. Sometimes it's poetic. He writes poetry.
I can't spell his last name again.
It's CUNTRONIO.
Dude, no one can spell McKaylee.
CHELI.
L-I.
Yep.
Contoroni.
T-R-O-N-E-O.
It's a new aggressive marketing campaign by Chef Boyardee.
Go down.
Contoronio.
Second one. No, that's second. Okay, well, that's
That's
worse.
probably
too.
it.
There he is.
Hey, it's Goodwill Hunting. Artsy.
Yeah.
That must be at the office.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, this probably is very.
This he just
entertaining.
straight up stole from me, just like that. He just went.
Hey,
ahead
and I took
that.
a picture of you taking a picture of Greg taking a picture.
I do remember
Wow.
that. Oh, for your production
Oh.
stills?
This is probably really.
WeFest.
This is probably really entertaining for our listeners that can't see.
We-
Oh, yeah,
Fast.
you can't
Any of
see
that
you.
shit.
It's just us reacting to someone else's pictures. Hey, do you guys want to talk about Ferguson?
Ferguson.
Oh, we're going back to that one again.
We can talk about
All right.
Ferguson.
Well, what else? What else do we have? It's we got Ferguson. I mean, that's really
I mean,
nothing else.
like what else?
Like nothing else
the
is going
news?
on in the world, right?
Yes, that's accurate.
I mean, I think Israel and Palestine are cool now.
Are they really?
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
No.
know.
so.
Fucking
But-
ISIS is still chopping people's heads off left
Greg
and
is
right.
absolutely not correct.
No,
in
and
that
ISIS.
assertion.
I think ISIS has like
mellowed out.
mellowed out. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not. They're not. interested
Not
in
really.
killing
I think they
people.
just overtook a U.S. embassy.
Yeah, but that's not a big deal.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Ukraine is cool. I think
Yeah,
they're
Ukraine
pretty
and
much.
and Russia they're in bed with one
Ukraine
another
is like
again.
Switzerland now. They're just like happy.
They just don't give a shit.
Yeah, they don't give a
Um,
shit. World poverty has been eradicated.
I think for the most part, and
if I've
hunger.
been reading what Greg is reading,
And hunger has been that's all taken care of.
Yeah.
And we've populated Mars as far as like inhabited. Like you can
Oh,
you can
then
go
it's-
live there
yeah,
now.
It's all done.
So yeah.
all right, thank you.
So
Well,
really,
that's it.
Really, I think it's just
that is
Ferguson.
the news.
I think Ferguson
Good
is all we
going,
have left.
everyone.
I think you guys.
I think we have some guests. I don't know. We booking some guests soon, pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to bring some comedian friends on. I think that'll be really fun to have them on the show and
Yeah.
to chat about some stuff. I'll try to see if I can get some of the headliners coming into town next week or something.
Okay.
See if I can. Let's bring our first guest on next week and we can chat with them. Maybe we can get Sam Grittner back. He was fun to talk to about
Yeah.
Twitter. Just a friend of ours who has like 30,000, 40,000 Twitter followers, which is
Did he retweet it
retweet what?
that he was on the show that day?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, he was good about that
Because if
stuff.
he didn't, I'd be like,
Super nice. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Sorry.
You're like my little sister. My little sister will go like, "Hey, Greg, did you see my Instagram post?" And I go, "Yeah, I did." She goes, "Well, why didn't you like it?" I'm like, "No, I liked it. It was very cool." But you didn't like it.
You
No,
didn't like.
I'm like,
it.
Irina, I like your picture. I saw it and I went, "That's a great picture." She goes, "Yeah, but you got to double click it. You got to make sure you double click it every
It's
time."
like when you're a kid and you're just like, do you like her? Yeah, I like her. Well, do you
No,
like,
do you like
her?
Like
Yeah.
her? Yeah.
I guess I do.
I guess,
yeah.
but do you like?
Do you like
Do you
her?
like?
do you
like her?
like her?
Yeah, a lot of likes going on here.
The more likes, the more you like her.
Do you? I have a guy that might be willing to come on. If you guys remember the song "Candy" by Aaron Carter.
Yeah.
No. I don't. But,
yeah, because you were probably too old.
yeah. And I don't fucking listen to Aaron Carter.
If you remember that song, I have a friend.
He's not just.
I have a friend who was super into that song.
Yeah.
You might want to come on.
Oh, really? Just for the hell of it?
What a random guest.
Yeah, that'll last 5 minutes. So you really like that song? Yep. All right. See you later.
Well, I mean,
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I mean, he does other stuff too.
Okay.
I mean,
Like,
I just
he likes
figure-
other songs.
There are lots of songs we could talk about. I mean, I just wanted to pitch this to you guys. I wanted you guys to be supportive, so I thought I'd lead with the strongest one.
Hey, you know what? Off air, Tony. Off air. We're gonna do pitch meetings off air. Actually, I think we might be able to. Remember, Matt? We had this conversation. I know a guy named Scott Brault who's an amateur professional wrestler that's here in the Twin Cities, and I think he would be awesome to have. He actually calls himself the Brawler, and the Brawler is great. And I'm gonna see if he can bring his friend Horace the Psychopath along because
Oh
Horace
my God,
the
Horace the
Psycho-
Psychopath
You know
is still
Horace?
wrestling. Yeah,
Horace the Psycho.
Yeah.
You know Horace?
Fucking
the
right, I do. Yeah.
I've seen him in action.
Horace the Psychopath.
He like in the middle of the stage, right? Looks
Yeah.
around. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Horace.
Hey, I just want to bring it to your attention that we have at least 2 people listening and
Oh,
watching.
yeah.
One of whom is my brother.
Oh, good.
Abe, hey, shout out
What's
to
up,
Abe
Abe?
Stauber. Hi, Abe. Hey, call in. Tell us about.
Yes.
Wait, no, seriously, call
See
in.
if the
Abe.
phones work.
Call in and tell us about how high school kids treat Facebook now. I'm actually curious. about this.
320-310-0731.
One more time. That's 320.
320-310-0731.
In the meantime, I'm going to enlighten us all on Greg Berman's Urban Dictionary entry.
Oh,
as
no.
soon as it loads.
I didn't write that. I promise. I
This,
didn't
ladies
write
and
this.
gentlemen, is the height of vanity.
I didn't write it. I promise. I swear to fucking God, I didn't write this.
You know, I was on
I did not
Reddit
write
the other
this.
day. I'm a big Redditor. And there was a submission about the funniest posts on Urban Dictionary. And I read one about, it was called Charizarding. And I'll bring that one up in just a minute. It was truly enlightening. But first,
Charizarding?
Berman.
I didn't write this. I really didn't.
If it sounds like you.
No, it absolutely
you wrote
sounds
No, it doesn't,
like him.
you guys.
All right, my
Abe,
phone
why
is-
aren't you calling?
My phone is slow as shit, so, okay.
Because we're on a delay.
Okay, Berman. A perverted yet hilarious person who enjoys to stand out in a crowd.
Why
Example.
would I call myself perverted?
Did you hear what Alex said to the teacher yesterday? I know, he's such a Berman.
I didn't write that. Let me tell you why I didn't write that. Because
Yeah, you did. You fucking wrote
no,
that.
because if I was really that vain, I wouldn't call myself perverted on a website. Hey, text Abe the number.
Wasn't he listening?
I don't know. He's an idiot.
I will not deny that.
Abe's an idiot. Abe also has a really interesting taste in snack foods. Maybe we can talk to him about that too.
No, Abe just texted me and
Yeah,
said
does
he
he
wasn't.
like Aaron Carter?
No, he was too young for Aaron Carter.
What did he text you?
He said he's not calling it. Okay, here we go. Charizarding.
He can't. Why isn't he calling in?
Because he's a jackass.
He's afraid.
I know he texted me. He didn't know the number. I just told him to call in. Okay. Anyway,
Okay,
Charizarding.
Charizarding.
If he calls, I'll put him
Shh,
through.
we need complete silence.
Okay.
Charizarding. When you light a girl's pubes on fire,
Yes.
put it out with your jizz, then flap your arms and say, "You don't have enough badges to train me." Example. Charizarding with Jenny was a night I will never forget.
I've never heard that, and yet I think it's not physically impossible, but
Hey,
I think
we're
it's
getting a
something
call.
that would
Oh, that's him.
not happen in real life. Hello.
Hello,
Caller, you're on the air.
Yep,
Hello.
you're on there. Who is this?
this is Abe.
Wonderful.
I'm calling in.
Hi, Abe.
Hi.
You sound nervous.
Well, I'm still in bed,
Jesus.
so
Of course
Fuck,
you
is
are.
it 1 in the afternoon?
Hey, it's Labor Day.
Hey, he's got one day before
Yeah.
school starts. I get it.
It's Labor Day.
Yeah.
It's like the Jew Sabbath. You can't do anything.
Abe, we're
Yeah.
curious because we're all old here. We're curious. Tony had mentioned earlier that you believe Facebook to be a dying trend, and we're all curious to hear why you believe that and sort of what your reasoning for that is.
I don't know if I'd even say it's a dying trend. I would just say that kids don't use it as much anymore for communicating with other kids. They use it to communicate with their families and old
Interesting.
people mostly.
And old people.
So do you think that happened because old people started getting Facebooks? Because before it was just like, it was just like a thing that kids had, but now old people are getting in on it.
I think that could be a reason. I don't know.
What about
but
Twitter? What do you?
I still use Facebook to talk to my mom. If that means anything.
Why can't you just call your
Not wearing
mom?
your clown shoes today.
So what do you use Twitter for then? What is the purpose of Twitter?
Twitter is for tweeting things that my friends want to know about me. Like sometimes I do live tweet Abe's Life Day.
Yes, I remember that.
and-
What?
Abe
Yeah.
live tweets his day, so he just
So how many tweets
a
was that? How many tweets was that in one day?
I had 1,600 in one day last
No
year.
way. 1,600, Abe? Are you joking?
Nope.
That's crazy.
Give us a couple of
I lost,
example tweets.
I lost like 30 followers.
Of
but
course you did. Of
okay.
course
They're
you did.
clogging their fucking feet.
That must have been taxing on you more than anybody.
Did you gain any
Oh, it's
followers?
awful. I gained followers too, but I think I net lost about 20.
Net lost about 20. Okay, well that's. I mean, if
How many
you
did you
enjoyed
gain?
it, well 10 probably.
Well,
if you
yeah,
lost
probably
30.
lost. Yeah.
Matt's difficult with
Well,
math.
no, we all need to
What
keep
I
in
do
mind.
know-
Oh, so you said
What I
third.
do
Well,
know is that my friends that kept following me are the true people, the true friends.
They're my
so-
true.
Yeah, they're your
friends.
true friends. Greg, I
must
just
have the
want,
tolerance level of a new mother. They're gonna fucking stick with that.
What were you gonna say, Tony?
oh, you said that 20 followers, like losing 20 followers is nothing. I just want to remind you that not everybody pays people to follow them.
I don't pay anyone to follow me.
You have
Yeah, you do,
an
Greg.
application on your computer to
Do not.
gain you
Not
followers.
true.
Do you really have an application on your
No,
computer?
I do what you do.
Yeah.
You just go out and meet and like try to like you
Yeah.
go out and expand your network.
Yeah,
You go and
follow more people, and then when I figure
Yeah.
out they're annoying as fuck, then I just unfollow.
Yeah,
them, and then it makes my
exactly.
Twitter account look higher.
But I follow people who are like who would like the things I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
right now, I got to go out and start following a bunch of football people because I always tweet about like fantasy all the time.
Yeah, about all these sleepers. You guys
All
ever heard
these-
of Jackie Battle?
Jackie Battle is the best.
Greg
sleeper.
rode
like a
him.
porn star.
I don't know why.
Battle.
I don't know why that's my claim to fame in our league. I only picked up Jackie Battle for 1 week when DeMarco Murray got injured 2 years ago. It was not like that big of a deal.
Oh, for other listeners here, Abe here on the phone is part of our fantasy league. Abe, do you have anything you want to say about our fantasy league?
Greg sucks.
Not true. First of
I
all,
think we can all agree on
I
that.
beat you
I don't
last
think.
year.
Yeah.
Abe this year was a real asshole and stole Matt Prater from me right from under my nose, and I am probably the world's biggest Matt Prater fan.
Probably the world's only Matt Prater
That's
fan.
true. As far as kickers go, I love Matt Prater.
What is it with you and kickers?
But you know what, Abe this year
He likes the guys that hold the balls.
he's
He
choking
identifies
on
with
Prater. He's choking on Prater because Prater is suspended for 4 games.
That's phenomenal.
It makes me feel good.
All right, Abe. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you,
We're gonna
Abe.
hang up
Yeah.
on you. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. He was not very enthusiastic to be on that call. He was like, guys, I'm still sleeping at fucking 12:44. Like,
Yeah, that's a little late to sleep in, but I guess
School starts tomorrow.
starts
and,
tomorrow.
yeah,
How old is he?
he's just gonna be
17.
a senior.
He's
He's gonna be a
in high
senior
school.
this
Yeah.
year?
Yeah. Probably didn't sound like
Then
it.
he just
but
gets out of school, and then he realizes that none of that shit ever mattered. He's got
Exactly.
1 more year.
High school is
realize
just no one gives a shit
No.
except colleges for your first year, and that's
Yep.
it. Just to get into
That's
and then
college.
it.
guess what? No one gives a shit about your colleges.
Yeah,
No.
right. As soon as you're done with that, no one cares.
No
Yeah.
one cares either.
Yeah. Guess
The-
what?
the
After
people-
that, no one gives a shit about your job.
Yeah.
The only person that gives a shit about what you do and where you attend is you.
Yeah, exactly.
And to some
very
people, you
true.
don't even give a shit.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, it's
quicker
like with it's like with me, it's like for my friends that I knew in high school,
Yeah.
I'm still friends with them.
Oh, yeah,
The other
absolutely.
people, it's like, well, I was friends with you at one point.
Yeah.
But it's like I really don't like. We've had our reunions and shit like that. I'm like, I'm not fucking going. I
Yeah.
don't care. Oh, Chris is a fucking real estate agent. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
Congratulations, you sold another house.
Yeah. Great. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lottie fucking die.
I think even if I became really successful doing this, I don't think I would ever go back.
Nah.
It's like
No, there's no need for that. I don't.
fucking radio money.
Yeah, I don't know. I just. I feel like it actually really doesn't matter. Like it's because it's weird. Like right now at my work, I have a full-time job as an IT.
He sells
business-
ice cream.
as an IT business analyst, and I have people that that have the same job as I do. People that have the same exact job as I do, but they didn't. I went through like 4 years of college. I got 2 degrees. Like I spent a shit ton of money on that.
Yeah.
But these people, like
Humble brag.
they didn't go. They didn't go to like a 4-year whatever. They just went and like learned some stuff at ITT Tech or something, and then like that was it. Now they have
Yeah.
the same job as I do, and it's like, well, why did I spend all that money
Well, when I was getting like
and spend all that time?
when I first started, before I did what I do now, I was getting in more like sales jobs, like office sales jobs and shit, and they all required 4.
That's because you look
4-year
trustworthy.
Well, could be.
Well,
That and experience, but no, I was getting
it's
I had
the
a fucking-
sideburns. Yeah.
that's the sideburns. Yeah, I had a 2-year
Like
degree
a
in
fat Joe Mauer.
I want to say something so bad about that mustache shirt, but I can't
I love
fucking
my
think of
mustache
anything off the
shirt.
top of my head. Damn it!
It's silly. I love
I
Matt.
just want guys to sit on it. No, but I had a 2-year degree in music, but I had all that sales experience. So I was getting jobs where they were requiring 4-year master degrees, for fucking sales jobs.
Yeah.
And it's like I just had a 2-year degree. It's like
What kind of product do you think you're peddling that you need a master's degree salesperson?
so horseshit.
Yeah.
It just none of that fucking made
Dude,
sense.
all
and you
of
just walk in,
education-
you're like, I'm Joe Mauer.
I gained a little bit of weight.
Is that what Joe Mauer sounds like?
I'm Joe Mauer. I don't know. That's what every baseball player sounds like. I'm Babe Ruth.
Okay,
I'm Gadire.
Well, I think it was just.
Dyer.
Gadire.
All right.
I think
can't
so
pronounce
much of
his own
that.
name.
I think so much of that has to do with like really what the economy is going through. Because when I was
Their
originally
voices?
no
Oh.
no with the jobs. Jesus Christ. I was
listening
gonna, I was
to
going to
you.
originally move to Vegas. This is back
Yeah.
in the day, and I got pretty much offered a sales job at a casino, for doing like blackjack promotion
Sounds
sales.
seedy.
No, it was at the Venetian. So I mean, it was a legit fucking. It was like a
Sure.
sales manager
I
position.
bet it
for,
was
like, the
run by
blackjack.
some Dago wop.
Oh, I'm sure.
Jesus Christ. McKaylee's right here, you guys.
I have wanted an opportunity to say that for so long.
He's right here. There's an Italian in the room.
But that was in 2004, when I applied for that
Yeah.
job. And all it said is sales experience necessary. There was you didn't need any education.
Yeah.
So about a year ago, for the hell of it, I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just going to see if they have sales positions open like that. Not that I would ever do it, but just to see, what they pay and all that shit now. And again, it was in 2004 when things were really good. But now it's like you need a fucking master's
Yeah.
degree to get into that, and it has nothing to do with experience. They just want people with fucking educations.
They just want to weed out
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Well,
it
that's
was
like the
bullshit.
same thing as like psych degrees. I mean, like
Yeah.
getting a psych degree in college is like getting a degree in psych is almost like, all right, so which grad school are you going to? Like you have to. You can't even be like a high school guidance counselor with a psych degree.
Well, you can.
You can't. You have to have a graduate degree to be a high school guidance counselor.
That's insane.
To talk to a bunch of snotty 15-year-olds and tell them what college to go to,
Yeah.
you have to have a master's degree.
You should
in
study the
psychology.
janitorial arts.
You have to have a master's
Major
degree
in garbology.
janitorial arts.
Garbology. Yeah, that's
garbology
nice.
because you're a garbage man.
Garbology.
Well, it's getting about to that time. I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some guests coming up. We're gonna let people know. I think on Twitter as well.
I have a friend who makes chainmail. He might be interested in coming.
And
100% serious.
right, and that would be so cool to listen to. It'd be so great
Yeah.
to listen to someone
If you thought
make chain.
If you thought it was fun to react to us looking at Greg's Instagram, you will find it just riveting to listen to a guy make chainmail by hand.
But no, we'll have some guests coming up. We'll get a schedule put out this week.
Are we still sponsored by?
Yeah, I think so. But
You want to do a bed?
No, yeah, I'll have to do a bed for that. I got to check with Ray. I'm sure he'll be fine doing it. I think it's
Sure.
actually up and running, but I think he wants me to. If we come back and have him sponsored. I think more or less he wants kind of us to do it a little bit differently than we did the last time. I would imagine.
Right,
I haven't
because-
talked to him in months.
Sure.
We're talking about plugging stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's an artist. So,
I'm really good at plugging
yeah,
stuff.
so I think he probably wants
All
us to
kinds
put
of stuff.
something together, before we go and do it. But
Sure.
that'll be down the road. So, all right, we're going to wrap
Are
up.
we actually
today,
going to wrap
but-
up without a single careless whisper?
Yeah, as of today.
Oh,
We
man.
went
Come
one
on. Not
careless
one
whisper.
careless whisper?
Not
we
one.
had too much content for careless whispering.
Oh, I want careless whisper.
We'll do more Careless
Yeah.
Whisper the next
Join
time.
us next time for Careless Whisper, you guys.
Thanks for listening,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Careless Whisper.
Careless Whisper next time. All right, thanks again. We'll be in
Thank
touch.
you.